Hello friends, today we're looking at the differences between RK Today we're looking at the differences between RKP trucks and TKP trucks. In terms of keeping things simple, I'm not going to be going too much into detail, but after watching this you should have a good idea of where to best apply either truck. First thing to understand is that there's some geometrical differences, and it's these differences that make one truck more appropriate for one style of riding and one type of board over the other. For RKPs, you need to understand that in reference to TKPs, these turn a lot more but have a little bit more control. They ride higher, so they work better with bigger wheels, and they have a ton of aftermarket options for customizability. In reference to RKPs, TKP trucks don't turn as much. They ride lower, so they typically work better with much smaller wheels. They have a hanger that has better clearance from the kingpin, so it's better to do tricks and grind on them. And also they tend to be beefier and better suited for landing hard on them. They also don't turn as much. Okay, and let's see where they're typically applied in use, and it should help you understand why their features work best for certain things. TKP, wow. TKP trucks are mostly going to be on boards like this that are about this small, that typically have a wheelbase of 20 inches. You're going to be seeing them on smaller cruisers and on street decks. Remember that I said that they don't turn all that well? Well, when paired with a smaller wheelbase like this, you actually end up having a decent amount of turning, and you're able to do all your weaving and carving and all that sort of stuff. And because they ride low, they're best used with rather small wheels, typically 60 millimeters or less in size. And this makes them great for street skateboards, as they're still overall pretty light, and you can do tricks with them and stuff like that. And then you can do you can slide on the thing and do the thing. You know what I mean? Like when they do the trick and then they slide, and the thing doesn't get caught here. Exactly. Perfect. You're a genius. And typically you will not see TKPs used on wheelbases that are this long, because they don't turn all that much. When paired on a longer wheelbase, typically longer than 20 inches, you don't really get a very responsive ride. You get a ride that's hard to turn, and it's just not all that nice. They work best on smaller wheelbases. And yeah, they also don't work well with really big wheels, because you're typically going to get wheel bite. Now let's talk about RKPs. RKPs are typically on wheelbases that are greater than 20 inches. This is because RKP trucks are actually really turny, and when you put them on a wheelbase less than 20 inches, you're going to have a ride that's so responsive that a lot of people are going to feel it's quite unstable. So typically, they're going to be on wheelbases of over 20 inches. Finally, because they do ride pretty high, they do work well with big wheels. So typically on RKP trucks, you'll see wheels that go from 70 millimeters even up all the way to 80 millimeters in size, with not that much worry of wheel bite generally. And typically that's the difference between RKP and TKP trucks, TKP, and where they are best applied. Obviously there's more details and more nitty gritty and more information I could probably give you, but that's the simplest way and easiest way to understand everything. So we'll go with that. And obviously people break this rule of thumb all the time, put TKPs on really long wheelbases, RKPs on really short wheelbases. Sometimes it works out for them, most of the times it doesn't. But if you know what you're doing, you can kind of make it work. But for the better riding experience, you're going to want to follow those rules, and you'll be alright. Thank you for watching. I hope this was informative. If you have any video ideas, leave them in the comment box. And yeah, thanks for watching.